we talk about it all the time. You guys have seen this, have you not?
Love it.
Oh, it's so cool.
And it's always, we get a million questions on it all the time. So we want to talk a little bit about this tonight. We had some gusty east winds in the metro area today, and obviously we had those clouds curling over the top of the Sandias. So how does this happen and why does it happen? Well, first of all, it happens in a scenario where we get moisture across the east side of the state, which we did with this cold front. And as you start to push that moisture up the spine of the Sandias, essentially on the east side of the Sandias, you start to form the clouds because as the moisture rolls up, the air condenses and you form the clouds along the eastern edge of the Sandias. Well, as you start to curl those clouds over, you get that appearance that it looks like a hand is sort of reaching over the edge of the Sandias. But the question then becomes, well, why don't the clouds just roll over the Sandias and into the valley here? Well, the reason why is, as you push that moisture down the west slopes, you heat it up and you dry the air out. So therefore, you evaporate the cloud. So the cloud essentially just sits there on the edge of the mountain, just hooks over like this, and then that descending air evaporates and you get dry air into the valley that ends up being pretty gusty wind-wise. So that's why we see these scenarios. If we don't have a gusty east wind, you don't get that appearance. As far as what's going on right now, not much as far as storms go. We're still getting some around Eddy and Lee counties, mainly Lee County at this point, but things are starting to diminish out there. But here's what happened today, and we talked about it at this point last night. If you remember last night, we were talking about the good moisture flow we had from the south, especially across southeastern New Mexico. But later on in the night, we got another factor, which we talked about too, which is the cold front coming down from the north. So that cold front interacted with all that moisture across the southeast, provided additional lift, and wrung out a ton of rain across southeastern New Mexico. That's why you guys had such issues with flooding and some impressive rainfall numbers across the southeast. Rarely do we see the dynamic setup. Really deep moisture and a powerful cold front all sitting in the same place to help us out, wring out this rain. And this is not necessarily a great scenario for rain. In many cases, it's too much rain, especially around Loving, but now things are starting to back off. 55 degrees in the metro, sharply cooler here thanks to the front, but we still have those east winds at 28, gusting to 35. They'll slowly die overnight, but you can see we have some really cool temperatures across the northeast right now, low 40s and some low 50s down across the southeast here in the metro, down around Socorro, Santa Fe, all cool temperatures out there, especially for this time of year. And in fact, if you take the temperatures now and compare them to 24 hours ago, look how much we've dropped across the east side of the state. But remember, you treat cold air a lot like a big old bucket of water. It comes down across the east side of the state, pushes out toward central sections, but in many cases, we run out of that cold air. So as you go out to the east and especially, out to the west, you don't see as much cold air in place, and temperatures definitely more moderate. As far as what's going on right now, showers starting to diminish across the area. And in fact, tomorrow, we're going to warm up in the northeast where we were in the 40s this afternoon, but everywhere else, temperatures going to be below average for this time of year. Breezy, a few showers out there. Into Sunday, everybody warms up. Temperatures come back up in many areas into the low 80s, only to see another one of these backdoor cold fronts come in for Monday. Now, this one will not be a repeat of the last one. It's not as cold. It's not going to be as sharp a cool down. But what it will do is introduce more moisture once again and give us some more scattered showers, especially across the east and maybe here in central sections. 70s across southern Colorado, mostly sunny and mild, pretty quiet. Next couple of days across the northwest, we could see a spot shower late in the day, but more than anything else, partly sunny skies. Meanwhile, across the southwest, you guys have better moisture in place. More cloud cover and some scattered showers will be a possibility. Same deal across the southeast for tomorrow as well, with those temperatures remaining very cool for this time of year. Up to the northeast, partly cloudy, some spot rain, but more than anything else, just plenty of cloud cover out there. Northern mountains, actually not a bad day. Remember, northern mountains, especially places like Taos out into Red River, didn't see a whole lot in the way of cloud cover and showers, but temperatures tonight across the north are cool, and they're going to be in the 30s tomorrow morning. 70, Cedar Crest, 69 and Mountain Air, and finally right here in the metro area, temperatures in the 70s, mostly cloudy, with some spot rain showers out there, and then partly cloudy a little later on in the day. Again, I don't anticipate a lot in the way of shower activity tomorrow, and then a spot storm or two remains possible into the beginning of next week with the next front.
Not a bad weekend. All right, Mark, thank you.